Welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather Corinne, and today we're going to be crocheting these no-sew pencils. This can also be turned into a backpack charm. This video is designed as a visual tool to go along with the written pattern, which can be found in the description box below on my blog and a printable PDF version. Today we're going to be crocheting with a size G or 4mm crochet hook. We're also going to be using a couple other supplies, stuffing, a yarn needle, some scissors, stitch markers, and embroidery floss, 3 strands specifically, and a tiny piece of cardboard cut out the size of the top of the eraser. For yarn, we're going to be using worsted weight, but you could increase your hook size and use a bulkier yarn for a larger pencil. We're going to start out with pink yarn and make a magic circle. We're going to place 6 single crochet inside this magic circle. Now we're going to pull tight, and that's going to be a total of 6 stitches for round 1. For round 2, we're going to increase in each stitch around, so that's going to be 2 single crochet into the same stitch. We're going to place a stitch marker in the first stitch of each round to keep our place. And then continue increasing in each stitch around. We're going to have a total of 12 stitches at the end of round 2. For round 3, we're going to increase in the first stitch and then single crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to go ahead and increase here, add our stitch marker, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And we're just going to keep repeating that. So increase, and then single crochet in the next stitch. We're going to have a total of 18 stitches at the end of round 3. So this is a good time to pause and cut out a piece of cardboard that fits inside of these first 3 rounds. I use a cereal box or, a box that like granola bars or something comes inside. The thinner cardboard works better. For round 4, we're going to single crochet in the back loop only in each stitch around. So you've got the front loop and the back loop, front, back. We're going to insert into the back loop and single crochet, and then continue single crocheting into the back loop in each stitch around. Using the back loop like this creates a flat top to the pencil. So we're going to end up with 18 stitches at the end of round 4. If your tension's anything like mine, it has started to curl inward, so we just want to make sure that we have the correct side facing out. For rounds 5 and 6, we're going to single crochet in each stitch around, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will catch you back on the last stitch of the 6th round, so we're going to be switching colors. So I'm going to go ahead and do rounds 5 and 6, single crochet in each stitch. So here we are on the last stitch of round 6, so we have one stitch left to do for this round. We're going to go ahead and pop out these stitch markers. And to go ahead and get the tail out of the way, I'm going to make sure the bottom of this magic circle is still pulled tight. You can't see a hole through it. And then put the tiny piece of cardboard down into the bottom and stuff that original tail inside so that it's sort of out of the way. Alright, so back to one stitch left at the end of round 6, we're going to switch to gray yarn. So I'm going to insert the hook and pull up a loop, and then pull through those 2 loops with the new color. Since round 7 and 8 are single crochet, I'm going to go ahead and single crochet a couple stitches with gray. So this is the first stitch, 2, and 3, and then we can snip off the pink yarn. I'm just going to double knot the end of the pink and the beginning of the gray and stuff it down inside the pencil. Rounds 7 and 8 are going to be single crochet in each stitch around using the gray yarn. So we'll go ahead and crochet round 7 and 8, 18 stitches per round. And I'll catch you back on the last stitch of the 8th round. Here we are with one stitch left in the 8th round. I'm going to go ahead and pop out our stitch markers. And on this last stitch, we're going to switch to yellow. So pull up a loop and then pull through both loops with the new color yellow. I'm going to single crochet 3 stitches with this yellow yarn and then snip off the gray tail and tie it to the beginning of the yellow. Okay, so now rounds 9 through 15, we're going to single crochet in each stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So then I'll know how many rounds to crochet. So I will catch you back at the end of round 15. So here we have completed 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to go ahead and pull all of these stitch markers out, noting that there is one stitch left at the end of round 15. Now we're going to add a face to the pencil, which is obviously optional. You don't have to add a face. I'm using 9mm safety eyes, counting down 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds of yellow, so between the 3rd and 4th round. Pop on the safety back, and if you want to be able to stitch eyelashes on, maybe don't press the safety back all the way on so that you can work more easily around the eye. Count 3 stitches in between and place the other eye. For the eyelashes in the mouth, I'm using 3 strands of black embroidery floss. So embroidery floss comes with 6 strands naturally. So we're just using 3 of them for a thinner line. And I think I'm going to add eyelashes and a mouth. Now, I made the common mistake of pressing the safety back on completely too soon, so I have a little bit of trouble here getting the yarn needle in directly behind the safety eye. But the eyelashes are a letter V in my head. They're a letter V. So 2 stitches that meet together behind the safety eye. And then the mouth is also a wider letter V. And now we will repeat the same thing on the other eye for the eyelashes. And now we have a cute little face. So we're just going to tie the 2 black tails together on the inside, making sure not to pull too tight so that the face doesn't get pulled too tight. How cute is that? I think I also have decided to add some little rosy cheeks using pink embroidery floss, all 6 strands of the pink embroidery floss. And this is just going to be 2 pass-throughs next to each eye. So we'll go through 1 stitch 2 times. And then same as the black, we're going to tie the 2 tails together. Next, we're going to add some stuffing. The key with stuffing is adding enough without being able to see the stuffing in between the individual stitches. We're also going to have an opportunity to add more stuffing before we finish off, so don't worry about getting too much close to the end of where we're currently working. So picking back up There is one stitch left to do on the end of round 15, and for that stitch we're going to switch to cream colored yarn. So we're going to insert the hook, pull up a loop, and then pull through both of those loops with the cream yarn. For round 16, we're going to be decreasing. So once we've changed to this new color, we're going to place one single crochet in the first stitch. So here is one single crochet, and then we're going to decrease next, which can be an invisible decrease, which is the front loops only, or a regular decrease, which is through both loops. So I'm going to do a invisible decrease, so that's 2 stitches together using the front loops only, and that's the sequence we're going to repeat. So single crochet and then decrease. And now I'm going to pause and go ahead and cut off the yellow yarn and tie it to the beginning of the cream tail. And continue working our way around for round 16 with that single crochet and then decrease sequence. At the end of round 16, we should have a total of 12 stitches. For round 17, we're going to single crochet in each stitch around. For round 18, we're going to single crochet and then decrease in the next stitch and repeat that all the way around. So we did one single crochet, now we're going to decrease and repeat, single crochet, decrease. And we should have a total of 8 stitches at the end of round 18. For the last stitch, it's a little tricky. We're going to be decreasing, but we're also going to be changing to black at the same time. So this is the end of that decrease. We're going to pull through with the new color. Round 19, we're going to single crochet in each stitch around with the black yarn. And as you can see, the smaller this gets, the smaller I wish my hands were. But we're going to single crochet 8 stitches around for round 19. After the first few stitches, we can pause and trim off the cream yarn. I'm also going to take this opportunity to pause and add any additional stuffing since I need the end of the crochet hook to stuff these tails in. Okay, I'm back to finishing round 19, which was single crochet in each stitch around for a total of 8 stitches. For the last round, round 20, we're going to decrease 4 times in a row. So I'm not going to use the stitch marker because this is so tiny at this point. So I'm just going to count that we are decreasing 4 times in a row. And here is our last decrease. We're going to chain 1 and tie off with a long enough tail to weave in the end. To finish this off, we're going to use a yarn needle to close up the remaining hole at the bottom. So we're just going to weave the yarn needle through each stitch around. And then pull tight. And we're going to weave this through the back side of the pencil and trim off any of the excess yarn. And now we have our completed pencil. As you can see, this pattern is quick to whip ups, which would make it perfect for markets or a teacher gift or hanging on a child's backpack for back to school. So if you want to add your own hanger to the top instead of using a keychain, so then that you could wrap the pencil through like a backpack handle or something like so, you can easily add a crochet hanger to the top of the pencil. So I'm going to use the pink yarn of the eraser and place a slip knot on the hook. And then insert the hook on the back side of round 1 on the top of the pencil, and then slip stitch. And then chain 40 chain stitches. You're going to reinsert the hook through the same stitch and slip stitch. Then we would chain 1 and tie off, and then proceed to weave in the tails. But I'm not going to turn this one into a bag charm. This is how you would do that if you would like. I hope you've enjoyed crocheting with me today. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you're using your pencils for in the comments down below. I will see you soon with a new fun project. Happy crocheting!